In the previous tutorial, we looked at how LUTs can speed up our workflows in Premiere. And in this video, I'm excited to share with you how we can use LUTs to add a creative dimension to our color grading. It's important to note that generally, creative LUTs are designed or intended for footage that already has a base correction applied. If you remember our color grading workflow, we do our color correction first and shot matching before moving on to creating a look. Well, here's where if we want, we can apply a creative LUT to either give us some ideas or we can use it as our finished look if we're happy with it. So let's take a look at applying some creative LUTs. Our first example is an aerial shot that was taken with the DJI Inspire in RAW. I'm going to perform a basic color correction by adding an S-curve with the Curves tool. Then I'll bring up the saturation with the Basic Corrections tool. And then in the color wheels, I'll lower the shadows, raise the highlights, and bring up the midtones to right about there. That's a nice place to start. Here's the before and after. Okay, now that the shot has a good starting point, we can now add a creative LUT to quickly give it a different look and feel. I'll do that by selecting from one of the Ascend LUTs in the Creative panel. I'll start auditioning the different LUTs by clicking on the right arrow, and you can see that the thumbnail gives us a preview of what the image will look like when the LUT is applied. By the way, in case you might have missed it, these LUTs are showing in here because we dragged and dropped the Ascend folder into the Creative section. If you don't remember how to do that or you might have missed it, just watch the adding and saving LUTs and looks tutorial. Okay, I think I like Cubanismo. It's extreme and really transforms the shot. To apply it, all we need to do is to click on the thumbnail and voila. Now, if you feel like the effect is too much, there are some really handy tools right underneath the thumbnail that will let us dial it right to taste. So I'm going to pull back on the intensity a little until right about there. I'll increase the faded film slider, which is bringing up the shadows, and I'll bring down the saturation a little as well. Let's look at the before and after. Wow, that looks great. Let's now save this new look in the Creative Cloud library. There we go. Let's apply the same look to the second clip, which was shot using the same camera. Now keep in mind that we've added a creative LUT, the Cubanismo LUT from Ascend, onto a log exposed clip. So this new look is going to contain both, and it's going to greatly speed up our workflow. So we're essentially combining a creative LUT along with a speed or technical LUT that converts the log to Rec. 709. I'm going to drag and drop our new look from the library, and bam! Let's look at the before and after. Big difference. Okay, for this last shot, we're going to apply a Lumetri speed look. You may remember these from a previous tutorial, and although these looks are not included in the Lumetri color panel, they are still a great resource and can add some serious creativity to your grading. First, let's perform a basic color correction on our image. I'll add an S-curve, bring up the saturation, and then make some minor adjustments with the color wheels. Okay, that looks good. Now let's open the Effects tab and then the Lumetri Presets folder. This image looks like it was shot around dusk, so I want to warm it up a bit more. We'll toggle open Speed Looks, and then open the Universal folder, which will present us with a list of presets and thumbnails. As I mentioned, I want to find a look that is complementary to the time of day. I think I'll try Gold Tobacco. You can apply the preset by double-clicking on it or dragging it to the clip in your timeline. There, that looks great. When applying Lumetri presets, it's important to note that they are added as a second instance to the first Lumetri effect on your clip. As with prior examples, you can now save this new look in your cloud library or export it as a LUT or Lumetri look file. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and these examples of how LUTs can be used to add creativity to your color grading. Thanks for watching.